What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and thank you for tuning in on this beautiful, beautiful night. A little after 9:30, the Sixers just pulled off a win. Always trying to give me a heart attack, though. But I hope you're all having yourselves a great day. It was quite the long one. I also had the kids' first baseball practice today, so it was quite an eventful day, but hope you guys are all enjoying some nice weather. It's supposed to be rainy as hell tomorrow, so that sucks. But yes, I'm ready to talk some birds. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. If you're watching this later, I appreciate you too. Thank you guys for liking this, for subscribing to the channel, retweeting, whatever you're doing to support me. I truly appreciate all of you. But let's get into this. There has been some chatter, and I understand the chatter, and I understand every year there's always chatter. So I thought we could jump on top of this and talk a little bit about is it realistic that the Eagles could land some of these big name wide receivers that keep being thrown around? So, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we are going to talk about here tonight. Are the Eagles interested in trading for a big name wide receiver? And you see the faces up here are the gentlemen that have been mentioned in trade rumors. So we are going to talk about these guys. We're going to talk about their contracts, what's going on with them. Then we're going to talk about what the news or what the media is saying about these guys and if they're even really on the trade block. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, any comments, you want to talk about something else, please feel free to chime in. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hold on for a second. We've got Nina in the building, so let's all give a round of applause for Nina tuning in. It is always a pleasure. That is a diehard fan right there, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, if you're looking for some excitement on game days, her and her family will get you pumped up. So, Nina, thank you for tuning in. Hope you're having yourself a great night. It has been quite a long day for me, but I'm excited to get into this because, look, the Eagles, a lot of people are losing their minds, right? What's going on with the Eagles? Why are they not making this move, that move, this, that, the other thing? Well, yesterday we saw the blockbuster trade. We talked all about the details of that. Go check that video out. Very excited about that move. We are not only giving ourselves, picks for the future, but you have to understand that it's insurance. People want to talk about for Jalen Hurts. If he doesn't pan out, yes, you always want to be making football decisions. You want to be smart. You want to build for the future, and that's what we're doing right now. So I'm excited about the moves we've made, but could there be more on the horizon? Well, you all know here at On the Road to Victory, we believe that Howie is never done. So I think that there is quite the possibility that some things could go down, but we're talking about wide receiver tonight. So look, I think in the draft, we need to focus on a lot of positions. I think we need to get a young receiver as well. So whether that's in the first, the second, third, we'll see where we go. But I like a lot of these receivers. We'll get into that, but I think we definitely need to add another receiver. I agree 100%. And I think a veteran receiver would be what's good for him. Somebody that already knows what's going on. Somebody is a good receiver that you can pair with Devonta Smith, not somebody with high upside. Oh, he's a great draft pick. We've gotten those guys, and they haven't exactly panned out. So, yeah, a veteran receiver. We've talked about the free agents that are still out there, Jarvis Landry, guys like that. I would, yes, Nina, 100% agree with you. You have to add a veteran receiver. So as much as I would like to see somebody in the draft, I still believe we could add a receiver, and whether that's in free agency or via trade, that is to be seen. But let's take a look at why I feel that way. Here is the Eagles wide receiver room. Devonta Smith leading the way. And then beyond that, Quez Watkins really stepped it up last year. And obviously he's got a first-year quarterback throwing it to him. First year as a starter, second-year quarterback, Jalen Hurts last year. You know that things improved throughout the year, but there were some misplays, some things. Quez missed a couple, one that I remember vividly. But regardless, Jalen Reagor, he has not panned out in the return game as a receiver. That is very unfortunate, but this is year 3. You guys know I hold these guys. If by year 3 you have not panned out, well, it's time to go. But Jalen, this is your last chance. I'm hoping, dude, I'm pulling for you. Let's go. That'd be awesome if you panned out and we added to this room, because beyond that, you've got Zach Pascal and Greg Ward. Look, those are 4th, 5th, 6th kind of wide receivers here. Let's be real here. So if we could add to this, and those guys are at the bottom of the depth chart, perfectly fine with it. Help you in the return game, help you as a depth receiver. I'm perfectly fine with that. Don't think Arcega-Whiteside, Hightower, or Deion Kane are making this roster, but you never know. So those are the guys we have right now. So just wanted to give you a look at why I feel so strongly. And you guys know that. It's a very young room. So we have to, I think, a vet is just something I feel very strongly about. My man, what's up? Y'all Cooks would be nice. My man, we are going to talk about all those names. So let me show you. You say Cooks, and then the other ones are too expensive. Well, I'm glad you tuned in because that is actually quite the opposite. So let's jump into this. First and foremost, people talk about this, and when you mention it, well, the Eagles aren't going to do that. That's not what Howie does. Howie would never trade for a wide receiver. Well, that's weird because we were going to trade for Calvin Ridley until he got in trouble for gambling. So, yeah, we were going to make a move for a young man, obviously, last year, dealing with some mental health issues, hopefully getting everything right there, but only played 5 games, started all those games, had 31 catches, 281 yards. You see all those stats there. We don't care about the stats from last year. We know that this dude is the real deal. This is a graphic from the earlier shows when talking about trade candidates before we knew about all that stuff. Regardless, he had 1 year remaining. His cap hit $11.116 million. The Eagles were willing to take on someone with over $10 million in a cap hit. We don't care about the other money. That's not important to us. What we're talking about here is the fact that they were willing to do that. So that tells me right now he was willing to go after a young man. And the thing with Calvin Ridley is it's his 5th year option. So what you are going to have to do this year, it's not even going to count. So all this stuff will just pick up next year. But he will actually probably be gone. The thing is, if he would have been traded to the Eagles, we would give him a new contract. So we were willing to take on a big name wide receiver that would cost us money and would have cost us, I'm sure, a few nice draft picks there. So we already have shown that we are willing to make those moves. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that it's out of the realm of possibility. Now, we're going to talk about, are these guys in those pictures possible? Let's jump into it. Now, first off, a lot of people are going to come at you all the time. Well, the Eagles don't have money. Well, they don't have draft picks. Well, I disagree. So let's take a look. Right now, the cap space for the Philadelphia Eagles, we've got 16 mil, almost 17 mil, as you see there. But let's be real. Howie Roseman is always restructuring, cutting, and we're at that time of the season where these things are going to continue happening. So we will create more cap space. Even with the signings we have made, we're going to create more. We're going to have money for the draft picks. He's going to want more money to dance around with things. But when trading for someone, or like a Calvin Ridley or some of these guys we're going to talk about, we're just looking at the cap right now. So you only have to fit their cap in. So keep that in mind. So right now we've got that. Now next year, you're going to want to give this guy, a bigger contract. Okay, what can you work with next year? Well, right now it looks like 18 million. Now, once again, we have no idea. Next year, he's going to restructure, cut, do all those fantastic things again. So more money will be added there. The salary cap will go up with all the TV deals and everything else great going on there. So that will go up. The one that really, really tickles my fancy is 2024. Holy shenanigans, $57,885,835. Holy shit. That's a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen. So the Eagles, they got money. So whoever keeps telling people out there that we don't, tell them they're a liar and send them my way. Let's be real here. We have already tried to make this move. So this move is very possible. Now let's take a gander at our draft picks. Updated since the trade. So we've still got 10 picks in this draft. 2 first rounders. We talked about in the breakdown yesterday, you don't want to pay 3 first rounders. We've talked about this for months, guys. That was probably going to happen, that trade. Now, did we know what trade or what was going to happen? No. This is obviously a look into the future. That's what that trade is. Regardless, 2 firsts, a second, 2 thirds, 4th, 3 fifths, and a 7th. We've got some draft picks to work with this year, but we all know that you can trade future picks as well. So we acquired a couple future picks in that New Orleans Saints deal. So let's take a gander at the 2023 draft pick. Sorry, I didn't make this one too fancy. Just threw it together really fast to try to make this for you guys. But we've got 2 firsts next year, and we know the Saints are probably not going to be that great. So hopefully that could be a top 5 pick, top 10 pick. Hell yes. Got a first round, second rounder, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 7th. So next year we only have 7 picks, but we all know that could change as well. We'll see what we do in this draft. We could acquire more in that. We could trade Gardner Minshew, Andre Dillard. There are so many possibilities. Even Sayamalu, I don't think we would, but there are so many options here. So we'll keep our eyes open, but we also have some more picks that following year. So we've got 8 picks in 2024. First rounder, 2 seconds, as we just acquired that one from the Saints, and then your other original picks, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So we are stacked, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to money and cap space. And it might not look like it to the casual eye when, these reporters are making these reports. Well, the Eagles don't have money and they don't have it. It's like, well, you have to understand that you can move money around and you can restructure. You can do all these things. And that's why we break these things down. And look, dude, I'm trying not to get too excited because I'll just stay tuned because you'll see these guys really, I don't think any of those guys are really going to be traded, but you'd be wild to do that as a team. But we just saw Devonta Adams and Tyreek Hill get traded. So anything's possible. So let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Got a couple comments here before we jump into these guys, but I'm going to break down each one of those guys that just showed you. My man Todd in the building. What is going on, dude? Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. We're getting into these receivers. We're going to talk a little bit about it, man. Cook is 1 concussion from his career being over. I'll pass. I'd have to agree with you. Well, we're going to jump into that in a second here. Oh, good stuff, man. I appreciate that. Let's get Jalen. Oh, you guys are ready. You're ready. Let's go. So, King Austin, you are on. Let's start with A.J. Brown. Now, first, I want to bring him up first because you've seen Jalen Hurts has been out there, dude, and he is really trying to get A.J. Brown to, I guess, set sail from Tennessee. I'm not sure why. Yeah, whatever, dude. I don't know what's going on there, but you have to understand that all of the guys I'm about to mention, except for Brandon Cooks, that guy is the older, obviously, veteran of the group, but everyone else is played 3 years, going into their 4th year, waiting on that 5th year extension. They're going to want a new deal. That's where I'm getting. So is Tennessee going to pay him or are they going to let him walk? Yeah, I don't know if they'd want to trade him, but my Lord, good job, Jalen. He's out there trying. So you can see the conversation here. Look, I think that I would love to have A.J. Brown. Anybody would. But you can see Jalen Hurts he wants a receiver, dude. And look, however people feel about Jalen Hurts, look, we have no idea who he's going to be, but he is the Eagles quarterback. So if you're an Eagles fan, just get behind him, man. Let's just have hope that he progresses in the areas he needs to. He's out there. He just like he was last year. I don't know why I see these reports like, oh, well, he might be good. He's actually working hard. It's like, dude, that's all he does is work hard and try to get better. Had his trainer and his chef on last year. We talked about everything we could. Trying to learn this man, and he is a beast, a robot, dude. He is the Terminator. This dude, he's only getting better. So I'm excited. So the way you find out is build around him. So let's build around him. Give him a guy like A.J. Brown. This dude is a beast. And he's there with King Henry. So King Austin, you got to understand a run-heavy team, but he still got his when he could make it work. And you got Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. So, he's not that bad. But, yeah, you get where I'm going with it. My point is it's not a pass-heavy attack. And, dude, if he wants to come play with Jalen Hurts, oh, well, yeah. So we talked about those cap hits. One of the comments made earlier, that Cooks was the cheapest of the bunch when it is on the contrary, because of the fact that we talked about these guys are coming into their 4th year. So they're looking for that extension. So we are going right now. If you were to trade for them, it would not ruffle the feathers too much of the cap. So you're only spending 4.518 now. As soon as they get traded, let's be real here, they probably get that extension. And you would go ahead, try to move money around, and it would be completely different, whatever. But my point is, you can make it happen. So if people are telling you it can't, oh, it can. It's just a matter of, is that team really looking to trade him? So let's look at what Diana Rossini had to say earlier today. The Tennessee Titans are not shopping or taking calls on wide receiver A.J. Brown per sources. GM John Robinson made it clear at the owners' meeting they are currently working towards keeping Brown a Titan for the long term. I'm told this has not changed. So, ladies and gentlemen, we can all sit here and dream and, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. I'm doing it. I love it. Oh, yes, I would be very happy. But problem is, does not look like they want to get rid of their superstar wide receiver. So a lot of people get upset. Why did we not? Well, sometimes you have to make the trade work on both sides. So let's be real here. I'd love it but probably not going to happen. So up next, let's just keep it moving, and we'll try to keep it together throughout. But DK Metcalf, we all know we took JJR Thega-Whiteside. God help us all. But DK Metcalf is a freak of nature. We all love watching him. But what I don't love is hearing about him nonstop. Look, I get it. We passed on him. It sucks. But there is nothing we can do about it. What we can do is pray to the gods that for some reason Seattle would want to get rid of him. Now, the only strife I ever heard that DK really had was that he wanted more targets. He wanted to go somewhere and catch more balls. Well, that's not going to happen here in Philadelphia. So not sure that's going to happen. Now, I'm not so sure that Seattle wants to get rid of DK Metcalf. And from DK Metcalf himself, the rumor was that teams are calling Seattle about trading for wide receiver DK Metcalf per Ian Rappaport. Well, DK Metcalf, as you see here, retweeted, haven't heard anything per DK Metcalf. So, yeah, I mean, we could say like, oh, okay, well, he said that, so it's not happening. But again, we also can look at it that, holy Tyreek Hill and Devonta Adams just got traded. So anybody can be traded at any time. So whether he's hearing it or not, that's fine. They also traded Russell Wilson. So, hey, maybe it's possible, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's a pipe dream, but I'll be real with you. I would be ecstatic to have DK Metcalf and Devonta Smith. Dear God. But yeah, it could work though. And sorry, I did not bring up the fact that if you look at the cap hit, 4.324. So these guys are going to have similar cap hits. We're talking about that fourth-year receiver. So what a class. Whoa, what a class this was. And boy, did we F it up. Regardless, let's keep it moving. So you see, once again, 1 year remaining on these guys' contract. You're going to have to give them an extension if you are trading for them. But we showed we have the money in the future, and we also have the picks for the future. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is possible. I just don't know if it goes down. Now, up next is another one that people are tossing around, and I'm not sure why, because you would have to be smoking some of the best ganja ever if you were to trade Deebo Samuel. This kid is a freak of nature, played in 16 games, started 15 of them, and you see here, he had 1,400 effing receiving yards, 365 rushing yards. I just... Watching him makes me want to punch myself in the face because I wanted us to draft him so badly. And then I wanted Jalen Reagor to be somewhat similar to him. And, well, hasn't gone that way just yet. But this dude, holy hell, he would be fantastic to have. But I'll be real with you. That one seems like a real pipe dream to me. I think they get an extension done with him. And from the research I did, it looks like John Lynch said that, yeah, they're going to do everything they can to get the deal done. He is not on the trade market. So, yes, I know it is a rumor out there, but I'll be real with you. I don't think he is going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. He is fantastic. So, we'll see. You think we're getting Matthew? Dude, I would love to get Tyrann Mathieu, but right now, he's in his freaking home state, Louisiana, and he is there. I hate my life. We'll see if he goes to the Saints, but I would love to fleece the Saints one more time and bring in a veteran safety. Yes, I believe we could use another veteran safety. If we don't get someone like Tyrann Mathieu, you probably bring back Rodney McLeod, but I still want us to go after a safety in the draft, Brisker, a Hamilton. I mean, whatever you got to do, but you desperately need help there. I like what Marcus Epps did. Kayvon Wallace needs to step it up. We'll see what he is, but we'll see, man. But that is we need to do something there, and I would love to have him. I truly would. Facts. And he's been training with Brady too. Yeah, man. Look, let's be real here. I think that he's going to be awesome. That's all I'll say. It's a good sign he walked out there building without a contract. Yeah, it is at times, but I know that, he wants to go back to his roots. He loves going to LSU. I get that. I'm just hoping we get the Saints one last time because, I despise the Saints, as we all do. So that would be awesome. That would be dude, could you imagine the Honey Badger? And then, some people, you got a few out there, they just do, they don't want it. Shut up. Do you remember when Malcolm Jenkins came? Do you? That veteran leadership, what that did, having a versatile guy like him, a defensive back that you can literally move all over the board, a corner, safety, whatever you want to do with him. I would happily take him. Happily. Now let's jump back on this receiver. Great question, and I would love to have him, but let's jump back into the receivers. Now, division rival, we know the worst run organization in the National Football League, the Washington, new name, Commanders. That is so lame. Regardless, they have themselves quite the wide receiver, and I hate the fact that they have him. God, I wish he was an Eagle, but well, he's not. Now, there has been some chatter that Terry McLaurin is on that trade block. Well, once again, they would have to be smoking some really good stuff, and they would have to share, because why would you trade Terry McLaurin? I mean, I know that these guys are pretty stupid there in Washington, but, well, you know what? They did just trade for Carson Wentz, so, hey, wouldn't put it past them. Please, for the love of God, trade him to us. I mean, that would be that full circle, man. Time is a flat circle, baby. Okay, let's keep it moving. Now, we got Scary Terry here. Look at that cap hit, only $3 million. Once again, it's the same tune we're singing. This will be the last one, though, of the young men coming into their fourth year. Now, they're all going to be looking for extensions. So we've got the money. We've got the picks. In case you missed it, I'll show it at the end of the video. But we've got the ammo to make a move. It's just, are these guys really available? So let's take a look at what the media is saying. So it was that, Commanders wouldn't entertain trade offers for Terry McLaurin, even if they came. So well, that's not good. And then it said an extension is a priority from the Commanders, and Washington wouldn't entertain. I read the article. It was from Ron Rivera who said that. So it doesn't look like he is on the trade block either. So once again, you've got the media tugging your chain. But once again, who knows what's real anymore? I saw Tyreek Hill and Devonta Adams get traded. So now you're looking at all those guys, all those young men looking for new money, right? Well, you just saw Devonta Adams and Tyreek Hill get that money. So I believe Devonta Adams is getting like $28.5 million per year. Tyreek Hill, $30 million per year. Holy Lord. So those young guys, they are all really good. I don't know if they're top tier like that, but hey, you could be asking for $25 million, $20 million. Those guys are good. They're real good. So we could do it. We could. I just don't think those teams are going to do it. So now we're going to touch up on, I brought in Old Man River because I know a lot of people are talking about it, and it was one of the first comments, so I knew you guys would want to. So let's talk about Brandon Cooks. So Brandon Cooks last year, we heard somebody made the comment about his concussions. Look, last year he actually stayed healthy, started in 16 games, had a really good year. Look, I really think people sleep on Brandon Cooks. He's actually all-around great receiver. He's got great hands, great route running, actually. And he's got that speed to go with it. And I think a lot of people just feel he is a speedy guy and nothing else. And I'll be real with you. I think he's one of the better receivers in the game. And it's just been a weird story for him, just the way he's been moved around. I don't know if it's his attitude, whatever the hell it is, but on the field, the dude produces. And I mean, look at the year he had for the Texans, dude. So yeah, I think Brandon Cooks is still very talented, but someone had mentioned the price earlier. Well, why don't you go ahead and take a gander at that price? So his cap hit is $16.205 million. That's a lot of money. So let's be real. Once again, with all these guys, the prior we talked about, they're looking for extensions. Well, you probably could want to extend him maybe, for another year or two, just to move around some money, whatever. But that's the key there, what I just said, move around the money. So you're going to want to restructure him if you were to trade for him. And I heard that they were looking for a second round pick, whatever it is. But so Texans are regarded as unlikely to trade Brandon Cooks at this time, per league sources, despite inquiries from NFL teams. Team held preliminary conversations this offseason about potential extension. Should they change course, price of a trade, at least a second round draft pick. So Aaron Wilson, always pretty reliable. So, and he's somebody that works for Houston. He's pretty reliable with all of his NFL news. But yeah, for a guy that works for the Houston Chronicle, I'm going to take his word for it. But I'll be real, anybody is expendable for the right price. So don't trust these GMs. We know we have one that you never know. He is always pulling people's strings. So, and I'm perfectly fine with that because you saw what he just did to the New Orleans Saints. I love every second of it. So keep fleecing people, keep making moves. I think we're going to make moves during this draft. I think all things are possible, and we've talked about that for months. Even a year. This draft is very important, and we talked about moving around those first-round picks. We already did that, so we've got 15 and 18. Maybe we want to dance. We move back again. Maybe you want to dance and move a couple places up. There's somebody that fell, and you really like them. I don't know what happens, but I'm going to do my best to give you guys my mock like I do every year. Try to get who we're going to draft this year again. But look, I just can't wait to break down all these players because there's a lot of talent and we've got 10 picks, man. I'm really excited about this, but I still feel some veteran presence is going to help a lot of these young guys. Even if it's just a one-year deal, you give these guys whatever the hell it is, I think it would be the smart decision. I do have the graphic. I know somebody mentioned some free agents. Look, this was my top 10 list the other day, talking about the top 10 free agent wide receivers still available. So look, you've got veteran guys that can come in and help. I think my top guys would be Jarvis Landry or AJ Green. I think AJ Green, he's still got some left in the tank, man. And I just think he would be the perfect combination of what we need here. And as a veteran leader, I think it would be perfect for us. Odell wouldn't be against. Julio, not sure he can stay healthy for more than 5 games. So TY, hey, look, he lost a step, but we already did Zach Pascal. I don't think we need to have the trip down memory lane. But beyond that, I know a lot of people like Will Fuller. I'm all right. DeAndre Carter, I know, is visiting some people. Look, if Will Fuller could stay healthy, man, I'd love it. But best ability is availability. So, yeah, we'll see about that. But ladies and gentlemen, all of these things are very possible. My man John in the building. John, I hope you are doing well. You and the family. It is great to see you. What a long day it has been. But I'm glad to be here. I was like, man, I can't wait to talk some birds. And I'm glad you guys showed up. We went through it all. Talked about these. Check it out if you want to go back through. We talked about all the receivers, their money, the possibility. They're all looking for extensions. But the last one, Brandon Cooks, you would have to restructure. Kind of same deal. But you got to move money around either way. We've got that money. Let me show you one last time. Hold on. Actually, before I do that, I got a couple comments here. I believe the Saints trade Michael Thomas for the start of the season. Yeah, they might try. I've heard that they don't want to, but once again, you have no idea. You can't trust a word these guys say. But I'm good on Michael Thomas. I saw somebody the other day had commented on my video about why didn't we added Michael Thomas? Well, you're not going to get all those draft picks if you added Michael Thomas. I'm good on Michael Thomas coming off that injury. I would take any of those other guys, whatever. But I just, I don't know. It would depend on the price, man. With the trade, who do you think they're taking for the first round picks? What do you mean? Who are my first? Oh, well, you'll have to wait for my mock drafts and the draft series for that one. But we've talked about a lot of names, man. And I think we have to focus on, dude, I don't care what people say. I really feel we could still go linebacker at 15. I know if Lloyd or Dean drops, I'm in. If you can get a Brisker, a Hamilton, keep in mind, we've talked about taking, and before it was more picks, but now it's still with it 18 instead of 16 and 19. Move that back. Maybe you drop back to 25, 26, whatever, dude. And you take one of those safeties you like, but you acquire another third rounder or something. Dude, watch out for those kind of moves. I think that is going to be, because there's a lot of talent throughout the draft. But I was talking to my brother last night and I said, it's not really top heavy. Like there are some really good guys I would love to have, but then it gets like to this weird gray area where I feel like it's just going to be a crapshoot. Who's taking who? Because it depends on how these guys have them graded. But it's like you could still get guys you like with the same kind of grade. You know what I mean? That value at a different lower pick. That's just how I felt about it and felt we would trade those first round picks. So, yeah. But I was talking to my brother last night and he's like, well, would you take Jameson Williams is there? I was like, I'd jump out this window if we get Jameson Williams with Devonta. Yeah. So, my heart's all over the place, my man. So I can't give you a straight answer on that. I'd love to. But what I do every year is I break down every position. We talk about the top tier guys, we talk about mid-round guys, and we talk about the late round guys, undrafted kind of guys. Then I go in and I do one mock draft talking about one with trades, one without trades, and we talk about who I think the Eagles are going to draft. And each year we've just picked one guy, broke it down, talk about him. And well, each year it's been weirdly that person. So I'm going to try this year, but I can't promise you guys anything. That's going to be pretty hard to do. But let's take a look at the money here, because I want people to understand, if you missed the beginning of this video, we talked about the Eagles already tried to trade for a big name receiver, and he cost more money than any of those guys. So it's possible. It's just, I don't think there's other teams are going to trade him. So maybe there's another receiver out there we look for. But regardless, you have all the information you need on all of those receivers. But let's look one more time at the Eagles cap space. We can still restructure, cut, do all kinds of things to create cap space this year. We are going to do that. So don't really take that number and think that that's all we've got. We do need to spend about 10 mil. We've a little less now that we got rid of one of those first round picks, but we still have 10 picks. So you got to pay them, but we've got a little bit of money there Now, next year, got 18 mil. Once again, the TV deals, that cap is going to go up. We're going to restructure, cut, do all those kind of things, get more money next year. But after that, oh dear Lord, we've got some money. And if that cap's going up and we have rollover and we have all, dude, 2024, we've got so much money. So this is where we talk about adding one of those big names, giving someone, whatever position it is, even if it's not a receiver, there could be a surprise move made, just like the year we won the Super Bowl to Jay Ajayi. Maybe you come out of nowhere, you just make a move you feel is right, and I'd be perfectly fine with that. And then the draft picks we looked at the 10 we have this year. Now that we've moved with the Saints, talk about that 18th pick, acquired the 101 in the third. I like that, 2 third-rounders. And then you got that one in the 7th. And then you've got first next year and a second the next year. Oh, hell yeah. So a great trade. You see the 10 picks we have there. And then the next year we have 7 picks. And look, you can probably bank on it that Howie will be moving things around, probably have more. During this draft, we could acquire more with Gardner Minshew, Andre Dillard, guys on the move. We'll see. And then the next year, we've got 8 picks. You got that second rounder there from the Saints. So I'm all about it, baby. All things are possible to those who wait. So here at On the Road to Victory, we're staying patient and believing that Howie Roseman is going to do what needs to be done. Look, slow and steady wins the race, baby. So everybody's losing their minds. Oh, hell, he hasn't done this. It's week 3 of free agency. We haven't even drafted yet. It's over. No, it's not. It's not. We can still make moves. You just saw one happen yesterday. We traded. And once again, I've mentioned that quarterback, that left tackle, all the pieces we have that could be on the trade block, all the things we could be doing to get more money. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, and stay patient because, dude, Howie is always working those phones. Believe that, man. Believe that. What do we got here? Yo, my man Mark in the building. Let's go. You know it, dude. I hope you enjoyed this nice little addition. Breaking down those wide receivers. Just trying to show people that, look, it's possible. It's not that Howie Roseman can't or isn't trying, because he is. It's not that we don't have draft picks. We do. It's not because we don't have money. We do. It's because a lot of these teams aren't trading these guys. So you can't blame Howie Roseman for that. We tried for Calvin Ridley. Didn't happen. We weren't giving up the house and overspending for Devonta Adams or Tyreek Hill. Look, I would have overspent for either. I'll be real with you. But that's not where we're at as a team. It would be a crazy move because we are not where those teams are at. We're where they think they are. That's fine. That's good for them. We are retooling. We got to figure out if Jalen Hurts is the answer. They feel they've got their answers. Good for them. Good for them. I'll be real with you. I'm excited still, very excited, but it all depends how this draft goes down. So I'm staying patient because even after the draft, we can still sign people. And a lot of times you see that, okay, where did we not get, where do we want to fill in? You got undrafted guys. We have so much we're going to go over in the next couple of weeks, dude, because the draft is 3 weeks away. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a fun ride. And if you guys need anything in between then, you want to talk about the draft, anything, you can follow me on any of these platforms. Reach out to me, message me on all those. If I don't get back to you, reach out again. I always try to reach out, but it's wild trying to keep up with all of it. But I love the hell out of all of you guys, and I truly appreciate you. Appreciate all the friendships and family I've made. And if you guys ever need anything, whether it's talk about birds, life, you can always reach out to me. But that was it, man. That was your answer to, are the Eagles interested in trading for a big name wide receiver? But again, I appreciate the hell out of all of you. Thank you for taking the time tonight. Hope you're all staying safe out there. Appreciate you leaving those comments, the likes, subscribing to the channel, turn that notification bell so you can be here live talking some birds. But I'll be back. We've got a lot of draft content. I'm trying to work on all these graphics. I think I'm going to cut down on the graphics just so I can talk more about the content. It's just like, oh my God, help me. Lord, there are just hundreds and hundreds of names to talk about. And I want to highlight so many. I do. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun ride. But if you guys need anything, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to get rolling. It has been quite the long one. Thank you again for tuning in. Stay safe out there, everyone. And as always, come on!